Play against Tunneling Cat, who usually plays Etron. Don't know if there still are. Probably are. And I don't like this hand that much against Etron. Yeah, the same drop. She says, I'm sorry for this. I don't know what they're sorry for. I'm gonna keep this. Put back the 2 pitch spells on the mulligan to 5. Okay. Pirates. Yeah, I figured that would be the pirate. I wonder how much equity Cat gets from... people just mulliganing hands that are bad against Etron. Oh, it's okay. It's the Pyre deck, the Magda deck. Why does the Magda deck look it just looks so good? Yeah, that first hand was like really good against Pirate Tribal though. It just Cat always plays Etron. Guess I'll counter the Mariner. They get to draw 2 cards off the charm though. They can counter the counterspell too, I guess. Deck's been pretty good. I haven't been playing super well today. I guess I'm having a bit of an off day. And that's even a bit of an understatement too. Valiant Changeling, are we dead? Yeah, we're dead. I can't even draw off of the... I can't Charm or Spreading Seas because of the Mariner too. I want Stony Silence against them, right? Stony Silence stops the Springleaf Drums and stops the Treasures and stops Pyre. And I don't want the Force of Negations. Counterspell's not that good either against them. It's not terrible. I think I'll go down on Spreading Seas though. Yeah, I'm like 99% sure Kaya uses she, her pronouns. Let's keep this. Yeah, I don't think Stone Silence is nuts against them, but I think it is good enough to bring in. Should probably Antonice the Moth Dust. This spell or ability, right? Yes. So I guess I'm gonna go to Teferi Plus and then try to set up for an instant speed Supreme Verdict. Out of Time is a kind of interesting option. I don't think it's as good as Verdict though. It is a cool combo with Yorion. Hopefully they play another creature. Recruiter. Tank, thank you for the Twitch Prime. They real Grist the Hunger Tide. I guess I'm going to Verdict now to deny the mana from Drum. And then they can't cast Grist without another land. They do have the Ziggurat for the Grist. I always forget how insane Grist is in this deck too. Okay, only 1 token. It's pretty lucky for us. And a Universal Automaton. I think we're just going to bounce the token here, cash my Teferi in for the card. And then main phase Solitude. Grist is just so strong in the deck with all these changelings, but it looks like they are playing less changelings than some of the other versions I've seen. Snuggles, think of it 7 months, long time. Make Phoenix great again, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. I do want to play the deck again some more. I just haven't played it in a little while. Too much to do. They return Unsettled Mariner with Haven of the Spirit Dragon, which I can Solitude here. And then attack Grist. Gaze is bad. Yes! Gaze is bad. Thank you, Snuggles, finally, for saying it. Yeah, I've been thinking so, too. Is this deck good? I think so, yeah. I think so. I've been liking it so far today. I don't know that it's necessarily the best control deck, which I know people always want me to tell them what the best control deck is. I just can't tell you for sure that this is it. They've been getting really unlucky on their Grists. Yeah, I think I want to steal an Insects because I want to leave my Solitudes in play for Yorion here. Been seeing Force of Negation pop up at Vectorless, the main reason for that. It's kind of like the uptick in control decks, where like the control decks are playing all these Chalices, main deck Rest in Peace and Teferis, and on the draw you really need to be able to force those. I would say that's the main reason, but the format's slowing down a bit, you know. There are less Ragavans. Named Scarecrow with Cavern of Souls. I'm kind of scared of that. I think I'll just Yorion and pass. I don't want them to enable the double block. Yeah, incoming Reaper King. Although they could have cast Reaper King here last turn. I might get an upkeep stop going with the castle. It's 2 tokens. Taps for a Scarecrow. Just a changeling though. 1 card left in hands. They'll define Prismatic Ending. Okay. Thank you, deck. Here's 2, just in case, Spike. Just in case. You guys remember when we top decked 2 verdicts earlier? Back-to-back verdicts against Living End. Any thoughts on Yorion and Thing in the Ice? I have no thoughts on it being relevant. You could maybe give me a reason why it would be relevant. So I will shuffle the ending away if they don't play something into it, I think. The name Mole with Unclaimed Territory. I gotta tell you, I don't really know what that is for. Okay, so we can't quite hero here. It's fine. Definitely gonna still keep it on top. Just gonna smack him for another 8. Haven of the Spirit Dragon. And the Haven of Spirit Dragon back Valiant Changeling. They get their 3/3 double striker in play for 2 mana. It was really cool to see how invested people were in Worlds this weekend. It was more than... I was a little more invested in it than I thought I would be, but I didn't get to watch as much as I wanted to either. But I was more invested in it than I expected to be, and then... just like the community as a whole, I feel like has been really starved to like watch competitive Magic, and there just haven't been tournaments to watch. And it was actually like a really good tournament to watch too. I was pretty impressed by it, by what I saw of coverage, and a ton of great players are playing too, of course. It was a good weekend for Magic. Yeah, and Yuta, of course, is just like one of the best to ever do it. Really, really talented player. It was, you know, Obviously, really easy to root for too as a person. Any interest to come out of the SCG event? I didn't know that there was an SCG event going on. Okay, probably minuses and kills the Teferi, right? Attacking first. Let's see, I think I'll just chump block. So I can kill the Grist. Yeah, it was just so insane. Like the 0-3 the draft, and then don't lose a single constructed match, right? It's just like... That's just a great story, you know? Just a great... Just everything was good about it. Good weekend for Magic. And it's not that often you get to say that these days. You know what I mean? Not that often you get to say, this was a good weekend for Magic. So it's good to feel like we got to walk away with a W. Although my champion, Gabriel Nassif, had a rough weekend, unfortunately. Okay, 1 game 2. Maybe I just want Endurance. Endurance like kind of blocks everything in their deck. It's not irrelevant. They have some things that use the graveyard. I'll just play 2 over the Spreading Seas on the draw. Plus, he should have sent them cheap green screens. Maybe. I don't know exactly how hard those are to set up, but I know that they take some time to figure out. So I don't know. I don't really care about seeing people's rooms. I feel like, you know, it makes everything seem a little bit more real. At least it just, I mean, I guess I maybe am pretty biased, huh, as someone who, you know, my whole house looks like this. It's all canvases and drawings. When am I doing a trophy race? I'm gonna do another trophy race next season. I'm like very sure. I'm pretty sure. You know, there's always a chance that I'll change my mind about doing it, I guess, but I think I'm really likely to do it next season. Which is in like a month or so. But I also want to, I guess I'm going to counterspell this. I also want to think of like, you know, if I'm going to do it again, which I want to do it again, right? But when I do it again, I want to do it well. You know, I don't want to just do the exact same thing I did last time. I'd like to figure out a way to, you know, evolve a bit. And so I'm trying to figure out like what the bet should be, if there's anything that needs to change about my methodology, that kind of stuff. But yeah, again, I just don't want to do it the exact same way I did it last time. I feel like I should skip next season so holidays don't impact the play schedule. Well, they would not impact the schedule no matter what. I'll probably find a fire off verdict here. I don't know. It's like I will probably take Christmas Eve and Christmas off, and maybe if I'm like hungover on New Year's Day, I'll take that day off. But I don't know. It'll be fine. Okay, can't Solitude the Mariner here. I took the 80 card core deck through people. Yeah, the Kiki deck is really hard to play, but it's really fun when you get it down. You'll get there. Ooh, another Moth Dust does let them start Magda-ing. Maybe we can find another verdict here. Anthonice, and I guess I'll just take the Snow Covered Island. Twin is not unbanned, but me and Caleb D are going to be testing what if it were unbanned on Wednesday at 2 p.m. CST. Yeah, maybe can we get a, if do we have any mods in the chat, could someone make a command for that? That'd be nice. Yeah, it'll be a good time. Nice, like, little, you know, fun thing to do. We're gonna be playing a blue-red version and a Jeskai version, both through a gauntlet of like tier 1 modern decks. have a Grist, which is pretty bad for us. Only one insect this time. So I can Antonize the Mariner. And then should I steal Moth Dust Changeling in combat? Or just hold up the Charm and trade Solitude for both of my opponent's creatures? I kind of like stealing the Changeling in combat. It's close, though. Oh, just a chump block? Okay, that works out super well for me. But yeah, again, so some of like the theory behind like testing Twin, it's like there are a lot of cards printed that make the Twin combo a lot worse. Like specifically Solitude and Unholy Heat, but also Fatal Push was not legal back in the Twin era. There's also Force of Negation, Force of Vigor. Also the card Counterspell is really good against Twin. I know that Twin also gets to play it, but like Twin is a deck full of 3 mana creatures and 4 mana enchantments, which is definitely an environment that Counterspell is good against. So like there's definitely that to think about too. So obviously I'm not making any declarations of Twin definitely being good or definitely not being good in this environment, but I do think it's going to be interesting to test. I'm pretty excited about it. Specifically Solitude. Like this card seems so nuts against Twin. I think I'm going to attack Grist, and I might also Teferi minus on Grist, but let me see how they react to this. They're gonna block with the Mariner. Yeah, if I Teferi plus, then they can kill the Grist pretty easy. And then I can also like they have to send both creatures at the Teferi to kill it, so like there's a chance they might not play around Ice-Fang. Yeah, Twin also gets upgrades, right? There's always like Twin gets Counterspell, gets Ragavan, gets Fire Ice, gets Expressive Iteration. Like Twin gets a lot of new stuff too. But it's also true that like I think Blue-Red Murktide, which also has access to all of these cards, will have a really good Twin matchup. Is something I predict. Is that Blue-Red Murktide will have a really good Twin matchup. I'm gonna trade for the Moth Dust. And with that prediction, it's like, you know, you can play the combo Blue-Red deck, or you can play the like tempo Blue-Red deck. And that's kind of interesting. And there's also, like, I think a really strong argument for not unbanning Twin because Blue-Red is already such a good and powerful card combo. It's like, you want to unban Twin in this metagame where Blue-Red's already so good. I think there's a great argument for that, too. So it is pretty interesting to me. Which is why we're going to do it. I'm going to Teferi Plus here, I guess. Kind of scared of this Magda. A lot of good arguments for a lot of things. I think I'm gonna bounce the insect. Could bounce the Magda counter on the way down. Maybe let's do that actually. Am I gonna play Twin against Tone? I think we're each gonna play Twin. I'm gonna play I think the Blue-Red version. I think Caleb's gonna play the Jeskai version, but we're still hammering out the details. You know, Caleb's really chill guy. Could steal the insect here. I think that's fine. No, there are no ban list changes. This is just a hypothetical what if fun content thing. Do you think when content creators like you and Caleb do an event like this, WotC puts results into consideration? I have no idea. Probably not. I mean, like, maybe someone will watch it and maybe, like, I don't think that they, like, the only things that they would put in consideration, in my opinion, or at least maybe the only thing they should put into consideration are, like, any points we make if we end up making good points. But they shouldn't just say, oh, Caleb said unban it, let's unban it. You know what I mean? And I really doubt that they would treat it that way. How about, do I want this Endurance? I don't really feel like I want it. Yeah, I'm gonna Prismatic Ending this so they can't cast a Grist too. But I also think like unbanning any card because 2 streamers end up like making a 12 match series about it and like discussing, that's too small a sample size to make any definitive opinions. And I really doubt that. I know I have a Yorion, but I mean we didn't have a turn where we should have Yorion, I think. And keep this, I guess. Jeskai thing. We've talked about this Jeskai thing in the ice a little bit. I think that there is something here. I just haven't personally taken the time to build it or play it. Prowess, interesting. Just give me a second here. I think I like playing Ragavan DRC. Like this is definitely like, you can build it this way and be more of a tempo deck with the creatures, or you can build it to be a more controlling version. I think both would be a totally fine way to approach building the deck. I'm not saying I definitely know what's better. I think my opponent has light up the stage here. I'm actually gonna Solitude to try to play around that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I could definitely tell you whether like the more controlling or tempo version would be better, but I think that like this is like, seems like a good way to build this one. Mana Symbol, thank you for the 18 months. Glad you're really liking the stream still. Helped inspire my results playing Comp Boreal. How did that go? So I think I'm gonna main phase get Island again, playing around light up the stage here. So let me just see if there's any changes I make to the main deck. Oh, you're not playing any expressive iteration. You need to be playing 4 of those. So maybe go -2 Snapcaster Mage, minus 2 Serum Visions for 4 expressive iteration. And then I probably would play 4 Charms too, but I'm also just a broken record. Opponent with Lurrus in the hand here. Let me get basic Forest main phase. Mana base. I would also probably play the 4th Ending. Oh no, sorry. I guess you could maybe cut a Bolt and play a 3/3/3 split and play the 4th Charm over that. You would have to do some testing, but I think maybe that's too many removal spells you have there. And then I'd probably just fine to leave the Ice-Fang back for now. As far as the sideboard goes, it looks really good to me. Yeah, I feel like that's a really good first draft of the sideboard. Yeah, the deck's pretty well built. Those are just the only changes I would make. Definitely need the iterations in there. See a lot less hand disruption lately. Yeah, there's not that many like discard decks lately, but they're still like probably gonna come back one day. Like I wouldn't like call discard particularly bad right now. Went to the finals, went prizing with Harvey. Awesome. I might have saw something about that on Twitter. I wasn't unfortunately like that able to be that plugged in this weekend. I ended up playing a lot of D&D and then spending some time with Esther, which was obviously good. Instead of a deck tech, could I purchase a 1-2 minute rant about how Turbo Fog isn't viable in Modern? Well, the rant might be a little bit of a loose term, but is this like for a friend of yours who like likes to play Turbo Frog? I think you chase for the other $5. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Turbo Fog not good at all. Like they're like most decks in Modern have ways to beat you even if you can fog every single turn. Most decks play Graveyard Hate or counterspells of some kind. I cannot imagine Turbo Fog being viable in Modern. And I'm sure that wasn't worth $10, but maybe spend your money more wisely next time. I can't get worked up about Turbo Fog on a whim just because it seems pretty fun, right? Anybody playing Turbo Fog has a heart of gold. Don't think I want to counter that. This seems like a good thing to Force of Negation, though. I think I'll hard cast. Another ending. Okay, another counterspell. I think. And is Luris, 3 mystery cards. We're gonna go down to 12 life, which is not that bad. It's maybe not that good either. I think I could probably afford to tap out for Teferi here. We can pitch the Solitude if we need to. I'd prefer to cast it, of course. If Luris, 4 mystery cards, we're at 12. Yeah, I guess someone told me about Just Guy Prowess doing well over the weekend. And again, like I mentioned, I've been a little tuned out. But I've seen lists like this do well. I do have high hopes for these lists. I do like these decks, and I'd like to see Prowess be a bit more of a player in the metagame than it's been recently. So they're casting Lightning Bolt at Teferi. I think I'm going to counter the Lightning Bolt. And then if they play Luris Bauble, then we get to Verdict, and we're in really good shape. How often is Blinking Walkers a play in the deck? Not that often, because you don't get to... The Yorion brings cards back EOT, so like if you're going to blink a Planeswalker, it's usually just to reset the loyalty. No Luris. Still going to be a good turn to Verdict, I think, though. Oh. Verdict costs blue mana still. Then I'll play this so I can instant speed Solitude on the Luris. What's the flavor behind Delirium? Well... You know, a lot of cards kind of imply that a magic card is kind of like a thought that a wizard has or a spellcaster has. Or these are like, you know, of course, different spells that that are in your spell book. And the idea is like you're losing your thoughts. Your thoughts are all in your graveyard. They're all jumbled. You're delirious. I think that's the idea. It might not be that well executed, but I think that's the idea behind the flavor of Delirium. So like just get Merchant? I do, yeah. It's maybe not the most interesting deck to just stream every day, but I do like the deck. I should probably play it again soon, huh? People seem to like that deck too. Game seems pretty over, huh? I think I'm gonna just Abundant Growth both of my filter lands so I don't have to mess with them. Alright, so one game, one. Gonna bring in the second, third and fourth onto Nice. Gonna bring in the Endurances. I probably want Verdict number 4. I probably don't want Force of Negation. Spreading Seas seems kind of weak on the draw. It's probably okay. They have Manamorphose though. Yeah, no, we have too many 1-drops for Chalice, I think. You could play like one Chalice though, 1 or 2. Maybe I'll cut a Deluge. Play 1 Force on the draw. As a Abundant Growth Expanse mana base. Yeah, the manas feel pretty good, except I have, you know, like goofed a few times, huh? To put it lightly. Never consider some number of Ephemerate. Usually I like Ephemerate to be like an all or nothing thing. Like your deck's like really built with it in mind or not at all. Like you would have to like, not only would you have to add more Ephemerates to make, to add Ephemerate to make Ephemerate work in this deck, you'd also have to, of course, add more creatures too, which is like a very different version. Ephemerate in these Bant control decks usually shine with Eternal Witness, and I've tried some Eternal Witness control in recent weeks, or no, not weeks, recent months, and I haven't been as impressed with it as I have been in the past, so there's really a lot to consider, and I think it's probably better not to go that direction. I know that there are some 4-color versions that have been doing okay with it. Cast Ragavan, cast Swift Spear. Very aggressive start. I don't know. Playing like random one-ofs in your Yorion decks always feels weird to me. It's obviously fine. Just feels odd. So I feel like my Ice-Fang probably doesn't survive this combat. It's a very classic game where we're trying to survive till turn 4. And Verdict, of course. So I should probably Solitude here. Probably just Solitude the Ragavan. And then pitch my second Verdict, so I can Teferi bounce Soulscar Mage next turn. Take 6 down to 10. Oh, I should have let the Ice-Fang draw happen first. I can't Endurance, so I don't have double green. But yeah, if you're gonna build this deck with Ephemerate, like, you get to play a lot fewer interactive spells. You probably don't play Verdict. You probably don't play Deluge. You have to play Wall of Omens, and then I would want to play like an 80 card deck with Ephemerate. I'd want to be like minimum 19-20 creatures. It seems kind of hard to get up to that. 3 mana for a Light Up the Stage. They do kill Teferi, so I can't instant speed Verdict, which is a really good play here. But, joke's on them. I don't have the 4th land. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like we're just like too light on creatures in the main deck to just have like a random Ephemerate. Like, in the main deck we have 8 creatures. I think that's just too few to play Ephemerate. Even if they're both very good with the card. Ending the Growth. Okay. Could be dead here. Not dead, worse. Hit by Ragavan. I'm doing good, Walla. How you doing? Think Resto is better than deck for me. I mean, Resto, like, I also can't imagine playing Resto without Wall of Omens in a deck like this. Like, you can build it that way for sure, but I don't know that it's better, and it's just a very different deck that you're describing. All right, let's go to game 3. I haven't made changes to the Jeskai Murktide deck recently, no, but I have been pretty happy with the list overall. So I do think I want Spreading Seas on the play. Maybe not. They're Ragavan Manamorphose deck. They're also playing Iteration. Teferi seems like not all that good against them. I'll play 1. Dropped the charms to the Murktide list and made the mana a lot better. Well, every land in the deck casts charm, so it's like, but and if you know, if you do end up, you know, adding some colorless lands, like those lands, or some non-blue lands, those lands still don't cast Counterspell. So like, there's like, it's not like the mana just becomes perfect all of a sudden. Like, you're still gonna have Sacred Foundry Counterspell an amount of the time. Alright, you can keep this. It's so much better on the play than the draw. Monkey. Casting Endurance next turn is a bit weird, right, with me being in on this Verdict. Let's see what I draw. Charm. Yeah, I think that's... I'm going to pass with Endurance / Charm up. But I'm probably okay to take, like, a hit from Ragavan again. Can also steal. Maybe Endurance here is just too good. Yeah, I think let's not get, you know, that greedy. Aspiring Grace. I'm not familiar with that card. Abiding Grace. Also not familiar with that one. If you want to type exclamation point card in chat, I'll take a look. Exclamation point card, Abiding Grace. Soulscar Mage? Ah, bummer. Oh, that one? Yeah, I've seen that one. I mean, I've seen some like Soul Sister decks use that card to some effect. I don't think that it's like an unplayable card, and every time a 1-mana creature, especially one that sacrifices for value, gets printed, that card gets a little bit better. But I don't know if we're quite there yet, you know. Dash Ragavan. You see it with Hopogearper? I haven't seen it with Hopogearper. I'm also like, I don't like Hopogearper very much, I guess. I don't think that card's too good. I like my opponent's deck. Yeah, if you steal a Dash Ragavan, it goes back to their hand, so you have to counter it with Charm. And it's Ragavan, 3 unknowns. Hopefully the third Ragavan isn't in there. Second Swift Spear is really good. Down to 7. They don't have any mountains. Gonna get a floodplain. Big draw step. Brick. Big brick. I guess I'll bounce the Spreading Seas. Likely dead, I guess. Maybe I should have casted on one of these so I can draw Ice-Fang. They don't have any mountains for Lava Dart. They have 3 cards in their hand. We're dead to Lightning Bolts. We're dead on board. Oh, sorry, they do have the Sacred Foundry because I didn't Spreading Seas the Foundry. But they only have 1 mountain. Now they have 2. Now we're dead to both darts. Okay. Too bad. That deck looked pretty good. Someone said it did well in the challenge over the weekend. Is it with you or with deck you always feel behind? No, I don't think I agree with that statement. I don't really know exactly how to respond to that either, but it's kind of easy to feel behind against prowess when they have a very strong draw like that, and you also flood out. But I'm not under the impression that that's the case. And I do value versatile sideboard cards with Yorion decks very highly. Inkmoth Nexus, Luris, playing some Hammer Time. I think we're 1-1 or 2-1 against Hammer Time today. I can't remember. Zero, 3 months. Thank you so much. Second Midnight. Good turn 1 for them. Let's go ahead and Prismatic Ending the Sentinel. Yeah, Deluge has been really good so far. Yeah, Uro was so good. I hope they never unban that card. They have 3 cards in their hand. They also have access to Luris, of course. Okay, need a top deck. Opponent, please just hit me for 11. Please. What a good draw. Alright, I can draw Ice-Fang, Ontanice, or another Prismatic Ending. Or Solitude. Teferi or Archmage's Charms were also outs until after we tapped the mana. That's okay. Things do get even better on the board. Got a couple Stony Silence. Got the 7th and 8th 1-mana removal spells. Gonna bring in Verdict number 3. I have been kind of tweaking my sideboard plan in this matchup, but I think it's been minus the 3rd Teferi, minus the 3rd Deluge. I was cutting some of the counter spells earlier, but I just think that you need to keep the curve a little bit lower. Not that counter spells that good against Hammer usually. Do you think it's likely to play Esper Mentor more this week? Yeah, I think I'll play some, hopefully today. If we don't have time today, then tomorrow. How much better is Stone than Oof? Well, on your Supreme Verdict deck, it's a lot better, I think. Okay, we'll keep this. Not super likely that my opponent goes turn 1 Saga, but Solitude is really good against Hammer. I want to play more Grixis Death Shadow. A lot of people have been asking for it. Maybe we'll play like 2 Shadow, 2 Mentor tomorrow or something. Yeah, hopefully we get the rare turn 1 Saga. Okay, thankfully I on F6 just because I usually yield till end of turn, but I've been got by Needle too many times in this spot. They probably named Teferi, right? I feel like that's a pretty reasonable name. Kind of stinks that we have 2. They could maybe name Explosives. But I would probably name Teferi Time Raveler. Is Rectus Lure still a good deck? Last time I played it, I was like 7-3 on the day. It felt totally fine. I haven't played a ton of it lately, though. No, we sided one out. I can't believe it. We sided one out. Turn 1 Needle. 3 for 1. Yeah, but I think that deck's still good. I just haven't been playing it a ton. We do get to Spreading Seas the Saga. We have outs to the Needle. We can pitch Teferi to Solitude. Yeah, just bounce the Needle, big brain. I feel like I hear that suggestion so often in this spot. Stone Rain draw a card for 2 mana is very good. Okay, I might have to Solitude Dark Confidant. Prismatic Ending, I'll exile the Needle, bounce the Bob. It is cool to see Dark Confidant just looking so good in Hammer Time. Then we can Yorion, draw 2 next turn. Oh, no. It's pretty good Thoughtseize. Pretty good Thoughtseize. Have a ton of good draws here, and also a decent number of bad ones too. Okay. Okay, things are fine. I think I'll bounce the Saga here. There's probably an argument for bouncing Abundant Growth too, but I think just like slowing them down is pretty important. Steel Shaper's Gift for a hammer. Yeah, I considered Typhoon, but I feel like you've got other good card advantage sources here, and Ice-Fang like is a better flash blocker too. So they're gonna deal me another infect damage rather than deal me another actual damage. I mean, I think I'm just gonna hero plus and hope. Hero and hope. All right, hoping successful. I think. Feels successful at least. Obviously, the Saga is, you know, a little bit of a problem, but it feels like it's a manageable problem. Just need to, you know, draw some more impactful cards. All right, Teferi down to 3 loyalty. I'm gonna get a breeding pool here. Not an impactful card. Not an impactful card. I think I'm gonna bounce this. I think I'm gonna bounce Abundant Growth with my Teferi minus. We really need to draw like an Ice-Fang or an Ending, or I guess not Ending. Solitude. Yeah, there we go. And I guess yeah, I shouldn't cast the Abundant Growth because that stops me from drawing a second Ice-Fang or from drawing a another Counterspell. March, I think for the 5 months. Let's go. Yeah, we also just got Prowess earlier, which didn't feel like that bad of a matchup, but deck seemed pretty good. I do feel like the Prowess archetype is a little underexplored at the moment. Read with the 2 months. So they've already needled earlier this game, so I don't think that they have a second needle. Yeah, pretty happy to see them go for a construct. Big Teferi plus Saga to generate multiple tokens. Well, Saga plus Teferi is kind of a nombo because it's like kind of hard to Saga and like with a 5-drop, like this has to be your 5th land. Kind of a cute idea though. No. We don't want to growth because if we growth, we can't draw a second Ice-Fang and counter or and double Counterspell or double Ice-Fang. And if we growth, there's almost nothing we can play a 3rd spell with here. But if we with Ice-Fang, we can like off the draw of Ice-Fang, we can play another Ice-Fang or another Counterspell. But if we growth, there's almost no way we get to triple spell here. Got a hat for Andy. You have one in mind, or you want me to choose? We can't run tapping? Okay, what spell, if we cast Abundant Growth, are we going to be able to triple spell with? You know, I guess, like, we could cast something besides Counterspell Ice-Fang, but I'm kind of, you know, including these two as our other 2 spells. Which, like, I have a hard time finding, like, thinking anything we draw off Growth is going to be better than Ice-Fang plus Counterspell. Yeah, another Abundant Growth. Which I feel like we can just do that next turn, right? Alright, I'll let the Sentinel resolve. Doesn't feel too pressing. The Verdict would be, of course, really good. Up to me? Okay, I will choose after I destroy my opponent with the Verdict, and then I guess I'm still not going to play the Growth so I can hardcast Solitude. I'm going to pay. Ice-Fang plus Charm. Yeah, we could draw something that we wouldn't cast the Counterspell for, but I think like being able to draw another Counterspell or another Ice-Fang is more relevant. But I could be wrong. Alright, let me get a hat. Why not cast Growth on these turns? Well, I want to be able to hardcast Solitude this turn. So if I cast Growth, I can't hardcast Solitude, which I said. When I read Fromnath, you could splash Red Fromnath. Mana's a lot better if you don't, you know. I've cast the Growths and I've ended all of the questions, thankfully. Pretty good. Guess I'll leave the Ice-Fang back. Shouldn't be that worried, though. Why is the opponent still playing? Well, they should have put Lurrus in their hand this last turn, probably, but... I don't know, they've got Saga. They should probably be packing it in, I agree. Pretty close to ultimating this Teferi. Alright, so Spreading Seas, the 1 chapter saga. It's also nice that they can't equip Shadow Spear here, so Ice-Fang gets to block the token pretty easily. Might as well play out the second Stony. I feel like MTGO players concede less often than MTGO or paper players. Maybe. I don't really have a good frame of reference for that, I guess, these days. At one point I might have. Anything change on the draw? I don't really think so. I think this is our plan. At least like with arena players, they almost definitely concede more often because there's no money on the line when you play your matches. You know, like there's actual money-based stakes on MTGO, or arena it's just like very easy to just tilt concede. Obviously your stance on the ladder goes down a little bit, but you know, is that even real? That is true. Limited is different. In limited arena, it's like you're more incentivized to play. Like trimming counter spells and force in the draw. Why have trimming 4 force? I don't hate the suggestion. I feel like I just haven't liked having Force against Hammer Time in a long time. Like I liked Force against Hammer Time before Modern Horizons too, where they just couldn't outgrind you so easily. But they're playing like Dark Confidant and Saga. I feel like they were just not that likely to die to their aggressive draws. Obviously, it can't happen like it happened game 1 of this match. But I feel like you don't die that often to these kind of draws, and I feel like I lose way more games to my opponent being able to maneuver around everything and outgrind me. And I feel like Force is really bad in those games. Got an example, Decklist of the Changeling deck. If you look at Canister Stream Decker, you can probably find it. Maybe Tunneling Cat is in the chat and feeling nice to ship a list, but I don't have one myself. I've seen some on Twitter and stuff. I'm gonna... Oh, that's a great draw. Just give us some Saga insurance. I'm gonna ending the drum. That's a great point. In Standard and Historic, there's like... It's way harder to win games where you're really behind. Because, yeah, there's like less like crazy impactful cards. What about Storm in the meta? I think if you're like really good with the Storm deck, you can probably find some success with Storm in this metagame, but you're not going to be as rewarded for being a Storm master as like someone who's like a master of Yawgmoth or Elementals or another deck. Because there are a lot of decks like that and modern decks that if you're really, really good at them, you can play no matter what and still have a positive win record. Like Titan, Storm are good examples, but like they still aren't always the best choices for tournaments. Can you play a Saga, please? Oh, they brought in Prismatic Ending? Uh-oh. Alright, everybody breathe a big sigh of relief seeing Shadow Spear and not Colossus Hammer. My opponent's hand could be Land Hammer, I guess. They only have 2 cards. They do have a land. When was the last time Monster was tier 1? I feel like it's been a while. Yeah, a long time. Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't think Storm's a good choice for a tournament. I don't know if that wasn't clear from what I was saying. It's just like, if you're really good at the deck, you're going to be fine with it. Like, you're going to be able to have a above 50% win rate. You're going to, 3-2 and 4-1 a lot of leagues. But it's just like, you could be winning more with something else. Modern's very unfair right now. You have to beat him or join him in your mind. If you don't have enough of a skill advantage, it's very tough to leverage a fair deck to win. I feel like there are not very many unfair decks. I guess I don't know like what you want to qualify as an unfair deck, but I feel like traditional mid-range control aggro strategies have been like more viable in this metagame than they have been in most modern metagames. Even like just regular ass Jund is good. Like regular ass like Boomer Jund is a totally fine deck. Yeah, Burn is doing totally fine right now. Obviously, like, you know, like, you know, if you ask Yama Killer, I only play against goofy decks all stream. things are a little all over the place, but I don't know. I think it's important to save seas for Saga. I feel like things are like about as good as they've ever been in Modern. The format feels pretty diverse and healthy, and it's changing a lot. It's not perfect, but at least I don't see a lot of the flaws that you're describing. Is Hammer Time I would consider Hammer Time to be aggro combo, kind of a blend of the two archetypes. You think Lurrus is gonna go? I think Lurrus should be banned. That is one thing I've been saying. Like just kind of even like just not talking about like the metagame necessarily or like how good Lurrus is. Lurrus does too much for too little investment. You know, the card costs you a 15th sideboard slot. It doesn't cost you very much in a lot of decks, and it does too much for that investment. It really doesn't cost you enough. And that is, of course, a really... so many cards on the Modern ban list are just banned because they're too efficient. They just do too much for too little investment. And Lurrus is definitely that. And, like, you know, a lot of things in Modern are like... Yeah, these cards do too much for too little, but, you know, that's fine. They're, like... I don't know. At least like a lot of cards do too much for too little in Modern, but they're more in the more like acceptable. This is really good hits, or more. I guess acceptable is probably not the word I want to use, but they're closer in power level to each other. Where like Lurrus does so much for so little, so I mean, and I don't think that Modern like needs a Lurrus ban right now, but I would like to see Lurrus banned. Really whenever Wizards feels like it's time, and I don't expect them to do it anytime soon, but I would have banned it already if I was in charge. Do you think Jeskai Phoenix or Esper Benter has a better chance to take down a large Magic event? Probably Jeskai Phoenix, just because of like how good it is against like specifically Ragavan and Hammer Time decks, and like it's pretty good against control too, so I feel like Jeskai Phoenix can take down like a really homogenized metagame. Yeah, I also like I don't understand every time we have this conversation why people we have this conversation a lot, and there's always people suggesting banning Companion as a mechanic, and it doesn't make any sense to me, this suggestion. Banning Companion as a mechanic. It's like there are tons of companions that have seen like no Modern play, and tons of companions like Yorion in this deck that are totally fine for competitive play. Like really are not a bad thing for the format at all, in my opinion. It's just Lurrus. Lurrus is the problem card, so like why just take away all the toys when this is the one that's the problem? Nekihira's fine. I feel like Yorion's fine. And also like I think that's a really good testament to like obviously Companion's a really pushed mechanic, but you can design cards like Kihira, like Karuga, like the green black one that almost never sees any play. Like you can design the mechanic to where the deck building restriction is really high and the payoff is not that high, to where like the effect is balanced. and they didn't do a good job balancing like Yorion and Lurrus. But like that doesn't mean the companion the mechanic itself is broken. It just means that these cards are unbalanced. If companion is playable, is too good. I mean, I firmly disagree. Like, Kihira and blue-white control is totally fine. It means you don't get to play Snapcaster Mage. There is a real cost associated there. You know what I mean? It's like... And, like, Kihira and Elementals also feels like a totally fair and fine thing to me. And I don't really see the, you know, Obosh and like in the prowess decks to like forego Manamorphose in order to get Obosh as a companion. I feel like that's a really good example of the companion mechanic like being interesting for deck building and giving you like a good payoff. And I think there are a lot of good examples of that too. And Lurrus, and it's also like the fact that Lurrus and Yorion provide so much card advantage is the big problem. Like these companions, they like the ones that just are like dumb creatures or like buff your creatures. Like, that kind of effect is way more reasonable for an extra card. But when your extra card gives you so much card advantage, that's really what becomes absurd with it, right? Like, this Yorion has drawn me 3 cards right now. And I didn't have to, you know, spin a draw step on this. Don't really like this attack. Yeah. No, I mean, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I think clearly said that like Yorion and Lurrus are not good designs, but like the other 8 companions, at least in modern and standard, were totally fine. Fine designs. Nothing really needed to, you know. And so like I don't think the mechanic itself is broken. It's just like Golgari Grave Troll. Like there should never have been any card that said Dredge 6 on it. Does that mean Dredge is a bad mechanic? Or like there's a ton of cards that just say Dredge 2. None of those cards ever had a chance to make constructed impact. I think you really need to evaluate every card individually and not by their mechanic. Yeah, maybe Dredge wasn't the great example. Please stop with the bad hot takes. Me or chat? I mean, whatever. It's my stream. I'll talk whatever I want about, but whatever, man. I can talk about whatever I want. We're gonna talk about me. Well, I'm sorry. It's very unclear when, you know, like how when you say in chat, please stop with the bad hot takes. Like, I'm the guy streaming here. It seems like you're talking to me. At least it's just, you know, it's not a great way to communicate. But also, like, I don't know, it's also fine for people to have other opinions about this stuff. Oh, I was probably supposed to exile the needle, huh? Probably supposed to exile the needle. But it's totally fine for other people to, like, have a different opinion about this. It's not a big deal. Turn on Tibble, think of it 2 months. Is this list borrowing any thought from Caster's Innovation or 4-color Yorion? I mean, like a little bit, yeah. Just like the Abundant Growth specifically. I feel like really helps these decks out a lot, and I feel like it's underexplored. Probably don't need to spend too much time here. Thoughts on the 4-color control deck with Omnath and Red? I think that deck's pretty good. I like it. Kind of in garbage time here, but I think I'm fine to counter the needle on the way down. I am going to Vegas, yeah. Booked my flight last week. Do you think there's merit to banning Bobble instead of Lurrus? I used to have the opinion you should ban Bobble instead of Lurrus, but my opponent's deck is like the reason why I think that would be a big mistake. Like Hammer Time, it still gets to be a really good Lurrus deck, and then and they don't have a card banned from their deck. Usually they don't play Bobble. Some versions do, but most lists don't. Or at least I don't think it's good to play Bobble in Hammer Time. And it's at the very least not a very big cost. And it's just like Hammer Time is just like it's a super sick Lurrus deck, and then like the other like more fair like Sagavan and like Red Black and Grixis, like these decks lose Lurrus as a companion, and all of a sudden like their matchup against Hammer Time becomes like really bad. And like if you just like can't outgrind Hammer Time, then that deck's a really big problem. You can outgrind it now, like that was a really good example of it, but like a lot of decks, like if you lose Lurrus, it's so much harder to outgrind. I do think Lurrus should go. It's just like it just again, I've said this a lot today, it just does too much for like almost no cost. The other way you could do it is to just remove Lurrus's deck building restriction and just literally give every deck Lurrus. And then Synergizer has requested a modern challenge. No thanks, Synergizer. Despite us having a good match the other day, it's not how we do things here. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, I guess. Yeah, Synergizer was the insect tribal guy. Think Floating Dream Zubera is modern playable? Don't know what that card does off the top of my head. Power Conduit. Remove a counter from a permanent, put a counter. Okay, we'll let this resolve to see what it does. You guys can riot. I don't know. I would rather play my league match than have the grudge match against Synergizer. But you guys can riot. Moncello, 20 months, thank you so much. It's pretty easy for them to assume I have Ice-Fang in my deck when they see the Glacial Fortress, so I think the no attack is pretty good here. My chat has turned on me. I knew it would happen one day. I didn't think Synergizer would be the one to take me down, though. Okay, my opponent has now resolved 2 power conduits. Does anybody know what my opponent's doing with power conduit? Does anybody have any idea what the hell's going on with power conduit? Because I have never seen this card before, and it seems really bad. I assume that there's... Oh, a Saga? That's the combo? Yeah, that's the combo. Doesn't seem that good. Yeah, but you're right. Okay. Okay, Mayhem Devil resolves. I get to kill one of my Ice-Fangs. Yeah, Hex Parasite I feel like is better because you can also tutor it off Saga. I mean, I guess you can't, like... You have to have a second Saga for that to really work. Guess I'll wait a turn. Hold up, counter magic. But probably also has Hex... I guess. I mean, I don't know. At the very least, like 2 power conduits seems like too many, because just like these kind of spots, you can never afford to draw 2 power conduits. The second power conduit is just so bad to draw, if it's only good with Saga. And this is also like a really good example of like Saga's a good card, right? Saga's a really good card. You don't need to put cards like Power Conduit in your deck to make your better cards better, because you're just going to end up in spots like this where you have power, you drew your bad card and you didn't draw your good card, and then now all of a sudden your deck is Terrible. Punk Not Dead's 5 months. Thank you so much. We're not racing again. We'll be racing next month. Someone just redeemed a hat redemption. I put this on. But I think I'm gonna do the trophy race again next month is my plan. I do want to do it, you know, better than I did last time. I don't want to do it exactly the same. I want to evolve. I'm not sure exactly what that's gonna entail yet, but I want the bet to be for something really sweet. And I also like, I don't know if my like just brewing game needs to be on point. I need to be spending a lot of time off stream working on it. That's probably what's going to have to happen, or if I can figure out some like something more interesting to do. But yeah, I want it to at least like maybe like higher production level of to some extent. I want to, you know, I want to evolve and not just do everything the same forever. The bet can be for candy. Candy's nuts? Is that the Candy's nuts? More shark streams? Maybe, I don't know. I have the tiger on repeat. Now that's a good idea. Yeah, if you guys have ideas, I'm definitely open to ideas. Okay, I don't know how to sideboard against them. I guess I'll play Stony Silence. I don't know. They're playing Bobble, Power Conduit. Sweet, I gotcha. The bet should be for Mind Goblin? Why was that deleted? I don't know why that one was deleted. That seemed like a great comment even. Unless, oh, Mind Goblin these nuts. Ah! I was being protected by my mods, and I was being protected. No, I like these nuts jokes. I think they're pretty good. Base sending for tier 1. You catch this? Okay, is this going to be another these nuts jokes? Oh, this was the riot. I mean, I guess I'm a coward for declining the Synergizer's bet. Have we seen Synergizer in chat either? I feel like, is Synergizer, are you in the chat? Tell me about your challenge. Give me an elevator pitch. Okay, Hex Parasite confirmed. I think I'm gonna Abundant Growth in turn 1. And Synergizer, what did you think of my impression of you also? Was it on point? Was it not? Are you offended? Is that why you're grudge matching me? A lot of Synergizers in the chat. Make an award like a belt that's given to the winner for bragging rights. Yeah? Okay. Commission a trophy. I like it. Flame of Keld? Let's go, dude. Flame of Keld. Opponents on just Spice Tribal. Imagine if I Prismatic Ending the Flame of Keld. Alright, I get to draw 2. Yeah, I kind of like that. Commission a trophy for the trophy race. Wait, you guys want it to be a belt? I feel like an actual trophy is way better than a belt. Cause like also if it's a belt, how can I show it off on stream? I have to like constantly be showing my crotch on stream, and apparently you can get banned for that on Twitch. I don't know. Some kind of like draconian rule about that kind of stuff. Dude, Hex Parasite Flame of Keld. Okay, that's the combo. I just saw it. So I guess I should have stole the Hex Parasite. Implying I'm gonna win. I mean, but whoever wins, right? Like, it's just way better if you can like have it displayed on the stream, or whoever wins if they're streaming, which a lot of the trophy racers would be. I'm just gonna Yorion out of my hand here. Maybe not. Yeah, it's also like it's a trophy race, so let's like have a trophy. Okay, this is cool. What did the Apex Devastator say when it cascaded into 4 Beanstalk Giants? I just can't with these nuts jokes. They're too intricate now. This is so cool. Alright, counter this so we get the Surveil. They also might cast another discard spell. Okay, now they've got Saga. Or Urza's Saga. They had Urza's Saga. Do I exile the Hex Parasite? I guess I have to exile the Kiln because they can just get to draw extra cards here. Let me get my... I guess I actually want a Breeding Pool here. No, let's get the Floodplain so we can have enough snow. But it's true we don't have double green yet, but I guess I didn't bring in the Endurances, so... I probably should have, though. Okay, these are really good draws off the top. Thank you, Dragon Regis Channeler. AGD, I think for the 3 months. A trophy in the shape of Jade Avenger? Well, I wouldn't want it to be like specific inside jokes just for my channel. I would want it to be like a little nicer, you know. Like I would like for the theoretical trophy race trophy to just be a little bit cooler, you know. AGD 3 months, appreciate ya. I guess like it is kind of a problem though if someone wins the trophy race and then we do it again and then they don't give the trophy to whoever wins the next season, but they probably would. Is a sub sound from a song? My friend Jalen made the sub sounds. He's got a composition degree, just the most talented guy I know, and I asked him if he could make some music for the channel, and he did this, and then he did the intro song. He did a few more. I might want to be commissioning some more from him later. But he's one of my oldest and dearest friends. I think I'll put this on a basic island in case, even though I can't cast Ice-Fang if I draw it. And an NFT trophy will be genius. I don't know. I'm not really into the whole NFT thing. Real trophy seems really good. Like I would I don't know how much a nice trophy costs, but it's probably not more than 400 subs. We could maybe have another layer on it, right? Like I don't own a safe, but like I could buy a safe for the gag and then I could keep the trophy in the safe because it's a bit awkward if I buy the trophy and I just have it. You know what I mean? NFT stands for nice freaking trophy. Yeah. But a trophy sounds nice. I think it's so simple. It's such a simple idea. It's like, I don't know how I didn't think of it, but I mean, that's why I have a chat, because I'm pretty bad at thinking of just super simple, obvious, good ideas. I like the idea. I like the idea of trophy, winner of the season. They can contact me and, you know, we'll get them the trophy. You know, just super simple. I like it. I think it's a really good idea. Maybe we'll do some other stuff too, right? Like, I don't want that to be the only thing. But I do want it to be... It was like, everyone was like so into it last time. And it was so like campy. Like, maybe that's not the right word, but... I wish I had put a little more like production value, entertainment value into the race. Something like this. Interesting. No topper, no plaque. Alright, so they have assembled Saga plus Power Conduit. Will it be enough? I just scryed 2 lands to the bottom, so I think I'm not going to fetch. It will not be enough. I can create custom bronze moldings. If you want to send me an email with maybe like a link to your website or something, my email's on my Twitter. I might be interested in commissioning something. No! No! I forgot again. Custom bronze moldings of these nuts. No! Chat, you can't do this to me every single time. I'm very gullible. Such an obvious these nuts joke. Opponent's still playing it out. So you can, yeah, that's true. If someone like, you know, doesn't like, it might even be good to actually, you know what? It's probably even better. Yeah, I've never really liked trophies that you have to give back. So I guess it would just be better to commission a new one each season, right? In that way, like, I feel like me putting money on the line makes it more enjoyable. Just like me having, just like me putting the stakes on the line just make the whole experience more enjoyable, so. Okay, let's keep this. Play against Luris again. Would I contact WotC for WotC sponsorship organized play? I don't know. I kind of feel like it's better if it's just like the MTGO users who do it. Okay, one thing, I don't think Wizards would sponsor me if I asked them to do it for the trophy race. But I also like don't necessarily want it to be, I don't know. I mean, I know that I like generated a lot of hype last time, but it's not, I would prefer it to be like more than just like me and Prince competing and grinding. Like it would be really cool if we got like a lot of people invested, and it would even be cool like if I ended up getting really far behind early because I'm washed up and not, you know, out of touch. You know, when that happens, you know, other people continue to go and they continue to compete for the race afterwards, right? I don't want it to just be all about me. But also, like, I can't imagine that Wizards would sponsor the event. Yeah, I'm playing the main event for Vegas. I don't anticipate playing any side events. But I am planning on playing in the main event. So opponent mold to 5. Not sure if they're playing Prowess or Burn. Life total control. Sorry. MTGO could use a little more advertisement. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I'll think about it. But I really, really doubt that Wizards would sponsor the trophy race. I could be wrong, I guess. Okay, that's fine. Looks like they're the Jeskai Prowess list. That's actually what we lost to earlier was the Jeskai Prowess list. I would love for Prowess to be a player in Modern again. I really feel like the deck's been, you know, needing some love. Ending Lightning Bolts, sure. But if anybody wants to get married in one of like the shotgun marriage things in Vegas, let me know. We'll have to do it. We'll have to do it in a window where Esther's not around, probably, but might be fun for a laugh to get married in Vegas to a random viewer. All right, how about that? That's it. If you're the winner of the trophy race, you can marry me at CFB Vegas. Well, that might be against TOS. This is a joke for all purposes. A joke. Wife says I can't. Too bad. Sorry, babe. I got married to chat while you were at work today. Although Esther is sometimes a viewer. Esther. I don't think she's watching at the moment. She missed her one chance. I think the stream successfully married chatter. Actually, there's actually a streamer I watched who got married from someone from his chat back like when he was like pretty new. And I don't know exactly when they got together, but He ended up marrying a viewer, and they just had a baby very recently. Very happy for them. I think I'll... Oh yeah, PewDiePie did that too. Yeah, it's obviously like, I personally think it's like really weird to ever like, no offense, chat, but I've been joking the whole time. I would never date a fan. It feels really weird to even think about. But also, love is weird. You know what I mean? Love can be weird sometimes. Like how Esther, I met her because she was a beach security guard, and I was metal detecting on the beach every single day, and it was a private beach, and her boss kept trying to kick me out, and I just wouldn't leave until she went on a date with me, and now look at us. I guess I'll see if I find Antonice off Deluge before I minus Teferi. Obviously, I'd love to counter this on the way down. I'd also love to draw some fucking spells. We're so flooded, and we didn't find 2 spells off the Deluge, and then we drew a land off Teferi. Jeez. Yeah, I forgot she also lost. She got fired from the beach security job guard. Yeah, I think the beach security story is my favorite How I Met Esther story. People got really mad when I said she was my parole officer. So I don't like to tell that one anymore. I don't know. People were upset. But these are all actually not lies, and they're just alternate timelines. Kind of like Cloud Atlas, but it's been a long time since I've seen Cloud Atlas, and I might not really remember how that movie worked. They were like in love and reincarnating a lot, huh? Oh no, spoilers for Cloud Atlas. Sorry, chat. Spoilers for Cloud Atlas. I think there were some people in love in that movie. Oh yeah, the golf caddy one where I was her caddy and she was a professional or aspiring professional golfer trying to get out of the amateur leagues. That one was pretty good too. I was in the middle of Cloud Atlas right now. Oh no. I don't really remember. I remember that movie. I remember liking the movie. I remember being a little confused about. I remember thinking, I pretty much get it. I remember thinking I pretty much get it, and now I don't really remember. Looks like they're not just guys, they're just blue-white. Yeah. Oh no, Dalton, you opened the whole can of worms. Probably get past this turn with Counterspell, Deluge up. Another land. We're doing okay though. Doing okay. Fran would be happy. Fran, are you in the chat? Fran's probably streaming right now, actually. Lumimancer. Probably was their draw step. No. Weird. Yeah, just need a written 7-0. Guess that's a burgeoning, Ron Burgundy. There's a card that does that, but you have to also discard your hand. Very small cost. Are you gonna go for the old instant speed verdict plus Teferi? Finally drawing some gas. Could lose to 3 lightning bolts. Do we have 3 lightning bolts in the chat? His friend's co-host, I certainly can't speak for him. I will let you know that he's never happy. You always need to draw another land. That's true. Very true. Borostrom would beat us? Well, no, because we have Teferi the Fun Raveler in play. And a good rule of thumb, Boros Charm is a pretty fun card that I would definitely describe as fun. And Teferi stops them from saving their board from the verdict. Feels like they've been holding back burn. Maybe, like, they're a prowess deck. They play Lightning Bolt and Lava Dart, that's it. So they need to have exactly 2 Lightning Bolts, which they could have. Can't Solitude your own Solitude to gain life, but they don't have it, and this game is over. I, Aspiring Spike, declare this game to be in garbage time. Can we play Entreat the Angels? Sure. Let me drop real quick. Add some Entreat the Angels. Can I get you anything else while I'm out? Maybe Expansion Explosion, Snapcaster Mage, Liliana of the Veil. Can I get a Sun Titan? We have Sun Titan at home. Yorion is our Sun Titan at home. Spell Queller with a side of guys. Alright, let's have an all 3-drop deck. Let's go. I guess that's just Rhinos. Rhinos is close to oops all 3-drops as you can get. I love garbage time, dude. Ain't no time like garbage time. How's Ranger Captain at the moment? I think it's probably okay. I was kind of trying to figure out like a red-white Stoneforge deck with Ranger Captain and Ragavan. Ranger Captain for Ragavan, wow. And I feel like I had like a decent first draft of that deck together, and then I was like pretty bored by the idea. I don't know. It was just basically a Taxes deck. But I do feel like I remember feeling like I had an okay first draft. Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to cast the Deluge. Just going to pass. Alright, let's bring in the 3rd and 4th Anthonice, the 4 Endurances, the 4th Verdict, cutting the... I might play 1 or 2 Force. I don't think I want Spreading Seas on the draw. No, I think I'll play 1 Force over the 4th Teferi. If I had to go into Modern GP this weekend, what deck? I would play the Jeskai Murktide deck I've been playing if I had to choose a deck right now. I might also like YOLO Gensack, but I haven't been playing Gensack the last couple weeks. But I think that deck's great. I need to finish that deck on paper. Seasoned Pyromancers are so expensive. Why Endurance is just really hard for them to kill, and it blocks pretty well. Could cut a Deluge? Yeah, you could maybe. It also shuffles like their baubles, and they're probably a Dragon Rage's Channeler deck, and Endurance is always good against those. Did anyone go to Toledo, Ohio, TCG Con in Toledo, Ohio? I can't with these nuts jokes. Obviously, that's like so easy. Toledo, these nuts, Ohio. I'm not falling for any more of these. No more. No more. Why no Sphinx Rev? Sphinxes Rev these nuts? You think I was going to say Sphinxes Rev these nuts? Come on, chat. At least put some effort into these. Put like the smallest amount of effort. Oh no, I meant to keep the hand. That was what I get for fucking joking around. Alright, I guess we're keeping this. I meant to keep that hand. Do you like to fondle? Fondle what? Fondle what? No! No! Ah! Like, I can't believe it. I thought for sure that was safe. If I played the E10 D&D rules, I don't know what that is. Unless it's the E10 D's nuts. Oh no, it was. Okay, okay. Gosh, no, I'm just invited at all. I actually fell for that one. I just love the D&D so much. I'm just always gonna walk into that one. Favorite Akatsuki member? These nuts. No joke though, no cap. It's just gotta be Pain, I think. Maybe Sorcery. Sorcery is pretty cool. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna Solitude here. Heden's a good choice. Heden's a good choice for sure. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'd probably say either Pain or Sorcery. Is Itachi 2 beta? I don't know. I can't spend the whole stream ranting about Itachi again, but we've done that too many times. But I'm not of the opinion. I just not a big fan of Itachi. I think they retconned his character pretty hard. For someone that was secretly good the whole time, he sure did a lot of child murdering, you know what I mean? Child and elderly people murdering. And for someone who's secretly good in spying for the Leaf Village the whole time, he sure never like takes any action that would imply that he's, you know, a spy or anything. He like just never does anything. that like Orochimaru invades and kills the third Hokage. Tachi, our secret spy, who just doesn't say anything. You know what I mean? Aren't I dressed at him? Who knows anymore, man? It's fine. It's obviously everybody's got their own spicy takes. Yeah, people say he killed the Uchiha for the greater good of the nation, but so he negotiates this deal, right? He negotiates this deal where Sasuke gets to stay alive because Sasuke's his brother. But why didn't he also let all the other Uchiha children survive if he's like negotiating this deal and also all he did after that, like his only character beats after he kills his family, he uses up all of his Mangekyo Sharingan off screen. That never seems to be helpful in any way, the Mangekyo Sharingan, and fails to inform the Leaf Village of Orochimaru's invasion, who I think at the time Orochimaru was an Akatsuki member. I'm sorry for having this conversation again for the 1000th time. But I just don't understand. I just really dislike that plot point. If he leaves everyone alive, they revolt anyways. Well, surely there's other children in the clan, right? Sasuke is literally the only child. Or elderly person. But also, here's another thing about the whole Uchiha revolt thing. If Itachi is able to solo the whole Uchiha clan, were the Uchiha really so dangerous that they were gonna revolt against the Leaf Village if Itachi can just solo all of them? Is it really, like, how serious is this revolution that they're planning? Sorry, Funder. Probably should have kept their abundant growth. He didn't have Obito? Oh, I forgot about that. That's a good point. Yeah, aren't there any jails? So I don't know. I will move on. I know I always get baited into talking about this. Yeah. Some good points are being made before, but this is at least my take for everybody who cares. I'll just start a separate YouTube channel for shitty anime opinions. Oh yeah. Oh, Dude, maybe I should just transition my TikTok account to just be ranting about anime. That would be awesome. Bant, thank you for 19 months, and I'll never address it on stream again. I'll never address it on stream. I'll just pretend like it's not me. That sounds really fun. My Attack on Titan guy. I have recently gotten back into it. I'm caught up on the anime. I didn't finish the manga, but I heard everybody hated the ending of the manga. But like, I didn't like season 2 of Attack on Titan very much, on account of it being really boring. But seasons like 3 and 4 have been amazing so far. But also, I'm mad at chat because chat kept going, Spike, you need to watch Attack on Titan season 4. You need to watch Attack on Titan season 4. And when people kept saying this, I assumed that Attack on Titan season 4 was a finished thing. I thought Attack on I thought it was done. Because why would they tell me to watch it if it wasn't done? But that thing was not it's not a completed series. Project 3 months, thank you so much. Congratulations, Puddle, good job. But I thought for sure when I was gonna start watching it, it would be something I could, you know, I thought it was done. Season 4 is so trash, it's unreal. Really, I really liked it. It's very different, but obviously, you can have your own opinion. I really liked season 4 so far, but also I haven't. It's not over. It's only halfway through. They've got a lot of things to deliver on. You know what I mean? They got a lot of interesting things set up. They got a lot to deliver on. All right, so 4-1, punt a league, a 1-2 drop into 4-1. Ooh, got a nice swamp. I like this deck. Deck feels totally solid. I don't know that I would necessarily say it's better than a lot of the other control decks, just like this archetype's pretty good. I think this is an interesting take on it. I feel like I like the 75 a lot, with the exception of like the Stony Silences were pretty good today. I think you could maybe play like the second rip over the second Stony, but it's pretty close. I think I'm gonna call the stream here. I don't have to.